Hi students, good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you all. Now let's enter to the third module, that is I will do it. I will do it is a lesson written by Sudha Murthy, who is the wife of the person about whom we are going to learn in the lesson I will do it. Now, why should we learn about this person? Is there any use of reading about him? Let us jump into the lesson. He was a very sharp and smart person. Yes, he's very sharp and smart and he's so clever in his studies. He was even bright enough to solve and help the problems of his seniors in their academics. He may be unnoticed when he was in a group, but when you start a dialogue with him about physics and maths, we can see a spark in his eyes. Yes, he loved education, he loved studies, he loved physics, he loved mathematics so much. Now, as usually, when he was a child, he had to do a lot of hard work in his studies because he was from a poor family, but an educated family. Like all of us, all of the students, he too wanted to join in some engineering college, and some brighter ones wanted to join IITs. So he with his friends was trying to get an admission in an IIT college. So for that they had to appear for an entrance test. Now, when he was preparing for that, he had no tutor. He and his friends would sit and study. Now, when they were studying, he was the resource person who would help everybody in their doubts or in their need. Now, when everybody deals with the question paper, he would just shyly smile and solve the problems. And one more thing, when the exam day came, he wrote exams from his relative's home in Bangalore, and he said the exam was okay. For him, when he says okay, it means it was perfectly alright. Then the exam results came, he passed the high rank, and he was very happy and went and told his father, Father, I got the best rank. The father was very happy. Very good, my child. Then the child announced his dream of studying in IITs. Then the father was silent for a second, and then he called his son and told him, You know, I have five daughters. I have five daughters who should be get married, and I have three sons, including you, who also need to be given education. I'm a salaried person, and I cannot afford your IIT's expenses. So the father was very sad because the son was in a bright future. If he is to go for IITs, he can become a very good in his future. But then the father has to tell his son the bitter truth that he was from a poor family. The son was clever enough, he understood, but then he did not express his anger with anybody because he was a closed person and he was not that open enough to share his emotions. The day came when his friends, those who rode with him and who got passed in the exam, were going for the joining in the college, respective colleges. Then he too went to give them send off. Some of them were talking about new colleges, new hostels that they are going to settle in. And some even asked him, "You have made it." He was very sad, but then understood the family's position. So the train came, all entered the train, and they were going. Then he was standing still there, e- even thinking about what his future would be. The train went, he sighed, and then he turned slowly towards his homeward, and then he said to himself, "All students who study in IITs do great things in their life. And it is not institution, but it is you. And it is you alone who can change your life." Thinking this, he went to his house. Then we see he did his studies, he did a lot of hard work, then he became a very great person. And that person, after a long time, he started the information technology of India. And now we know it as Infosys. So, do you know who is that? He is none other than Nagavara Ramarao Narayanamurthy, the founder of Infosys. Yes, do you remember my first two questions? Why should we read about him? What is the necessity? Yes, the person was very brilliant, but then the family situation did not support him. But still, he did not leave the IITs. The dream was in him, and he studied, he got settled, then he established a company. Now, what is the necessity? Yes. You and I have a lot of dreams, but then when we move from here, then our struggle starts between the decision that we have and the resources that we have. Yes, I am poor, but then my decision should be is to become a great engineer, and my family may not support. But then, are we going to live? For that, he is here. So, if you closely look at, if you closely look at A reading, B reading, and C reading, we see in the reading A, Nick, the reading B, lot of people, and the reading C, Narayanamurthy, all were facing lot of difficulties, problems, limitations, struggles, but then they never left things in the middle. They were not frightened about the future. They wanted to finish what they wanted to finish. Yes, they wanted to finish what they had started. They wanted to reach the goal, what they had dreamt about, or what they had dreamt of for many years. So, as students, if you have a dream, work hard. Thank you.